Okay, so losers semis between Ren and Crazy. We are down now to the top 4. Whoever wins this set is going to be meeting the Swarm in losers finals. Scrims, any thoughts on what to expect today?
Well, the one thing I was just thinking is we've got a spicy run back here. We got a salty grudge match. Crazy was the one who knocked Ren into the losers bracket from the winners bracket, and then Crazy went on to get knocked into losers bracket by the Swarm the very next round. These guys are very evenly matched, and so I feel like it's probably going to come down more to routing or finding the correct skips, rather than one player just brute force mechanicking their way through the match. So I think that'll be exciting because I don't think either of them will be able to feel too comfortable about having a lead unless they have something go really right for them on one of those weird choices.
Yeah, we saw something similar in winners finals where both Swarm and Drac played amazing, few if any major mistakes. So it really comes down to number 1, good routing, and number 2, trying to read your opponent and predict what they're going to do.
Yeah, and Drac had a really sick read in that where he went to Sword Card, and he had said that the main reason that he went to Sword Card as early as he did was because that's a Swarm special. So he was like, I'm going to try it too. And it turns out he did it and the Swarm didn't, and that was Swarm's downfall, honestly, because they both played amazing. I wouldn't say, honestly, 0 mechanical errors from either player, really. It just came down to Drac made the right routing choices. And what was wild about that one too is like I was watching, and up until the point where Drac found Holy Glasses there, it looked like the Swarm was ahead, right? But you know, you never know. If you make one of these like kind of weird choices and you find something really good, that can crack the race wide open. And your opponent, you know, if they're playing really well, they have no idea. Like the Swarm had never really had any reason to feel like he was behind, so he didn't, you know, have to go for any kind of crazy choices. So yeah, I mean, well, I'm really excited to see what happens here because I feel like this is a very similar match in that both players are mechanically even in terms of skill and probably pretty even in terms of routing choices as well.
So we have a pretty decent Alucard sword, I believe. Seems to be okay in terms of the damage.
Always nice and spellbound to have a good combat option very early. Not that Slugger Gaibon are particularly difficult, but it just, even if you know that your opponent probably doesn't have anything either, it still feels bad to spend a bunch of time on this fight. And, you know, when all you have are fists, you're probably not going to get hit. You're not really in too much danger, but it will take you quite a bit longer. As you see here, just absolutely shredding through the bosses. And Crazy got a little bit of a lead. I guess Ren probably went for the IQ item check would be my guess. I didn't actually notice that he had done that, but... yeah.
Well, it seems like we're having some more Twitch issues today. Hopefully it doesn't persist. But again, bear with me if you see any buffering, etc.
Give us a little bit of extra suspense. That's a little.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big drop for Ren. Just getting a shield early on, especially like Ren has some of the best shield dashing in the scene. Like he's very consistent. He's very fast with it. And I guess Crazy got one too. Huh. Oh, all right. Never mind. Everything I say. I mean, except for the part about Ren being real good at shield dashing, but he's not gonna pick up too much of an advantage from having it here because Crazy also has it. Kind of just a. Kind of standard routing right now. We're going to see both players go down to Cubozoe or not Cubozoe, Spirit Orb, sorry about that. And if they don't find anything, they're just going to have to hoof it to outer wall unless one of them gets lucky enough to drop a thrust sword or something like that.
First relic, Tetra. Well, actually, the first one was the Sprite card. We won't count that. So at least we've got some good combat to start, but we are going all the way around to Library next.
Yeah, and this is like this is kind of, anyone who's done any vanilla speedrunning is pretty familiar with this kind of route. Not going down to Spirit Orb, obviously, but, you know, just making that trek from the start of the game all the way over to the outer wall. We'll have to see what they get for first progression here. What are you hoping for a start?
Well, first of all, I'm noticing some issues on Ren's side. Possibly some controller problems. They just paused in place there for a few seconds, very un-Ren-like.
Yeah, hopefully there aren't problems there because nobody wants to see a competitor lose a match because of, you know, something that's outside of their control, like hardware malfunction or, you know, power outage or something.
Yeah,
like that.
those are the worst. We have had those happen in the past, but thankfully it hasn't been too common.
Ren's behind here a little bit, but this isn't anything that he can't make up with, you know, really solid mechanical play and maybe just like a nice routing choice. Like it's still very early, so hopefully that bit that he paused though. The thing that I would be worried about on Ren's end is just like if some of those issues happen, even if they're very minor, like that'll start to weigh on you. Like it's a really big mental burden playing in these matches because you're trying to play, you know, very fast and execute your best, but you also have to think quite a bit about what you're doing, where you're going, trying to potentially read your opponent. And I think especially because you're seeing everybody get so good, I've noticed that there's a lot more of these situations where players are playing these kind of mind games and trying to guess what the other player might do. And I think that that's added a really fun layer to the racing for us, the spectators. But it's probably quite a bit more stressful. And I've heard you talk about this before, just like the stress of actually competing. And that's definitely real.
So just like that, Ren is all the way caught up here.
What happened?
Now let me actually refresh Crazy's stream. I wasn't sure if maybe there was a Twitch issue or something. Let's see. No, seems to still be ahead despite the refresh.
Wow.
So interesting.
I wonder what happened. I honestly didn't even really notice. Like I'm watching, but I like just kind of watching Ren's screen right now to see if anything happened, and I didn't notice that he had caught up to Crazy. That's wild. I do think, while I think the players are overall pretty evenly matched, I would give Ren at least a slight mechanical advantage. Like Ren has some very strong mechanical skill compared to other players in the game. I see, someone said Crazy took a bit longer on the Diplos and Ren shield dashing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's bad though.
his
Ren misses the 7-frame jump on that. Has to leave that sword behind. We'll probably see it from Crazy. We'll see if it's any good.
I honestly, a lot of times, I just don't go for that item check because I'm not super confident.
Oh boy.
That's big. That's big.
God, is this race really going to be decided by a 7-frame jump? Well, it's going to depend on the shield in the shop, maybe. If there's an Alucard shield in the shop, that is going to be brutal for Ren.
Yeah, and it'll start to matter a lot more the more of the bosses in Castle 2 that they have to do, right? Because, like, Castle 1, with the exception of Olrox and Grand Falloon, like, all these bosses are fairly easy. You're not going to save too much time from the Alucard shield, but a lot of those Castle 2 bosses, you know, they got much beefier hit pools and, you know, less opportunities to deal damage, where, you know, the Alucard shield doesn't care. The Alucard shield gets opportunities everywhere. Gravity Boots found here at the Fairy Scroll location, so they got their first progression, and nice to find Gravity Boots in the library too, because you get to do one of your complexity checks here right away at the Fairy card. Oh, bonk. There we go.
Ooh, nice.
Here we go. Ooh, this is a spicy seed already.
Here we got layer 1 Gravity Boots directly into layer 2 Leapstone for in-logic flight. That's going to open up a ton of the castle early, and it's very fast. Dive kick saves a whole bunch of time.
I think one of the like more common routing choices when you get this like early flight like this is to go at least up and check fire at bat. And so if Ren remembers that sword is there, there's at least a decent chance that he'll go over and check it. So maybe that won't wind up being as much of a factor as we had thought. Didn't see if there was anything good in the shop. Did you see if there was anything?
Nothing caught my eye. I'm going to be taking a look at Crazy's side for the shields. I know Crazy's going to be looking out for that as well. Just the Skull Shield and the Herald Shield, so maybe that mob blowing not going to matter too much.
Oh yeah, that looks like a pretty bad shot, with the exception of like some consumables, but you don't really, like, they probably wouldn't have been able to get enough to do some of the cheeky spike breaker stuff anyway, so I don't know how much that will matter. Yeah, no, it looks like Ren's heading back up. We'll have to see. I feel like you have to check fire about here. Like, there's no reason not to. Yeah, and yeah, it looks like he's going for that. Now, do you like going all the way to keep from this position, or do you like going back and kind of doing the clockwise? Right? Yep, and there's Ren grabbing that mob one.
I was not sure if he was going to pick it up on the reverse trip, but no, does go for it. That's the right call. So now, if there is a shield just lying around somewhere, that'll benefit both. Both routes are good. I kind of just... I think it depends on my mood. I don't know if I have a set route in this situation, but if I had to pick, I think Ren's route's really good. You get a lot of check density and a warp at Castle Keep, so it's also, a pretty intuitive play.
For sure. I'm also a big fan of, like, once you have flight, you know you have to go to keep anyway, so I feel like going there, just as soon as you have flight, is pretty nice for you. We'll have to see if Crazy goes for the same thing. Yeah, it looks like it. So no route divergence from the players from but man, Ren is really opening up this lead, and it's especially impressive just because of the fact that he had that, 20 to 30 seconds of pause of the play.
Saving that little bit of time, every room, it does add up. There's a lot of rooms in Soden Scrims. In fact, how many rooms are there? Do we know?
I do not know off the top.
How many map tiles? Good Soden trivia. How many map tiles are there in the first castle?
The full completion, isn't that 212%? Am I mistaken about that?
I don't remember the last time I got best ending. Is it 206? Someone in chat can maybe help us out on this one. It's, yeah, 200.6 according to Cypher. That sounds right to me. And here we go, my god.
Something that's
even more progression. Sorry to interrupt you, Scrimps, but yeah, we got layer 1 gravity.
No, you're good.
Into immediate layer 2 leap, so into immediate, basically. Layer 3 jewels, so okay. Making good progress on that complexity chain.
I think because of the fact that they have Jewel and they've got this flight, we'll probably see both players go for a lot of extra item checks in an attempt to get enough consumables to maybe do a spike breaker check out of Logic. And as we saw yesterday and in a lot of other races, checking spike breaker out of Logic is a huge play, very, very good and important, because even if you don't find anything, you get some pretty good information about what the seed wants you to do.
Okay, honest question. If you're Ren, I can't believe. First of all, why would you go for that with gravity boots? And second of all, imagine getting it in a situation where you don't have to. I guess it's a flex, probably like a net loss of 3 seconds, but very cool.
That's Ren just flexing the mechanics right there, honestly. Meanwhile, Crazy's getting just a little bit bullied by these guys. Honestly, those guys are real annoying. They hit pretty hard here when you don't have any armor yet, and their flight patterns are kind of weird, so I've definitely had my fair... I feel like anybody, honestly, who's played Soden Rando has had their fair share of times where the Fleamen take their lunch money for the entire week.
Oh, absolutely. Like, if you get into the Rando for the first time and you notice that you die a couple of times on the Fleaman Riders, we've all been there. It's happened to everyone. It's a tough room. You got to practice it because those Fleamen are no joke.
We're seeing Ren opening up that shortcut to the Forbidden Route, going up that way. And
we're seeing no power wolf from Ren, which makes a lot of sense because the one thing you'd be concerned about there really is either a spike breaker item. In this case, really just spike breaker, I think, because no power missed. Maybe bad, but not going to happen almost certainly. I mean, it could, but probably not. However, the other big one would be Jewel, which we've already found, so I think saving that for later is the best route. Oh, meanwhile, though, check this out from Crazy. Yeah. Gonna be skipping Alchemy. Not an entire skip, more of a delay, but not standard.
I don't mind this too much, because if you hold off on doing that for a while, like you already know that the Alchemy Lab checks are not likely to give you progression. You have one random Vlad, and you can't go do all rocks yet, so you can't really like complete that loop so much. So he's just going for following the complexity, getting downstairs as quick as he possibly can, and I think I like it just a little bit more, but they're both good routes. I wouldn't say either player made a mistake necessarily, just differences of, you know, routing philosophy.
However, that is the risk you take right there. Ren gives himself 3 additional chances to get a Spike Breaker item, and it's the perfect thing. I'm with you, though. I think Crazy's route is a really interesting tournament route, where you just delay that stuff for a little bit later into the season. Perhaps when you have more movement like bats, but just immediately punished.
Yeah, that's tough for Crazy. Tough break, but we'll have to see how it works out here and what he decides to do afterwards. Definitely feels like, even though it looks like Crazy's ahead on our screens right now, that Ren has a lead because he's just guaranteed to be able to make a beeline straight for Spike Breaker. Probably see. I wonder if we'll see either player go for the Scylla skip. I keep hearing people talking about. I'm not sure I'm sold on it so much myself, but.
Well, we did see it work out recently. It's new school. I like how as the Soten meta gets more and more optimized, we're seeing more and more skips considered. I'm not a believer in Succubus. I'm almost a bigger believer in, or Succubus skip rather. I'm almost a bigger believer in Scylla skip than Succubus, but I feel like you should do both. However, both are becoming a little bit trendy.
Succubus is just nice, especially in these spellbound seeds if you don't have good combat, because you get upwards of 6 item checks there. But it is a pretty costly check in terms of the time investment. So something to consider for sure. Okay, I gotta be honest, I do not like these item checks from Ren because he's already got Spike Breaker. The main reason you would do this is to get consumables. Like, he's got solid combat, he's got Spike Breaker, but
yeah, this feels a little greedy. It feels like either fishing for a library card, which is always greedy, but if you get it, it can be huge, or maybe fishing for a good Moblung shield option. I'm with you. I think I would have skipped those.
Those just feel like they're pretty costly in terms of time for just 3 item checks. Like, yesterday when we saw Swarm go for the Colosseum skip, he gave up a bunch of the time that he gained on Durdrak because of the fact that he went for those item checks. Like, he would have been probably out of the library, or at least close to it, by the time that Durdrak got there. And instead, he was just leaving the librarian's room as Durdrak was entering it. And let's see what we got at Scylla. No Scylla skip here, which I think makes sense if you didn't find anything like this. I'm just opening the wood and going back. Open some armor here.
Meanwhile, a second random Vlad at Scylla. So much for that skip. This is my thing. I think both Succubus and Scylla, it's just too early. If you want to Gamba, you Gamba in Castle 2 when things are a little bit more settled, you know? You wouldn't want to, like, for example, if Crazy skipped this, it'd just be over, basically.
Yeah.
It's too early to throw it all away, I think.
My thought on it is more, when I'm thinking about skips, I'm thinking about what am I gaining by skipping it? And I feel like that skip doesn't have a lot of upside in that, like, you're going directly past where it is. It's not a particularly time-intensive fight. Like, you don't have to worry about cutscenes, like you do with Succubus. Like, Succubus, you have to worry about the coffin animation going into the fight, skipping the first cutscene, doing the fight, skipping the second cutscene, and the coffin animation coming back out. On top of the fact that it's probably similar amounts of travel to get in and out. So, and you get less item checks. Looks like Crazy opting to go down. I wonder if he'll go for a safe split here. No, he's just going straight through. And the fact that they haven't done entrance, I'd be surprised if neither player goes for the safe split. Ren continuing with the greedy item checks. Not rewarded for that one either. So we got over here a demon card.
Oh no! Could it be a Zip Seed? This could be absolutely huge for Ren, because not only do we have 3 randoms, If Ren can find the final Vlad at Spikebreaker, I mean, that's going to be tough for Crazy. We might be looking at like a sub 50 here.
Now, do we see Crazy? Oh, looks like he's just grabbing the warp, maybe going back up and going for Merman statue into entrance. Yeah, looks like that's probably the play.
Yeah, if you're Ren at this point, once you find that, well, both the heart and the eye at the bottom of caverns, once you get heart and eye, what you want to do, I think, is hope that it's final Vlad at Spikebreaker. If it is, you continue following the chain until Holy Glasses, you beeline for Castle 2, and that's going to give you like a 60 to 70% chance of winning right there.
Even if it's not the final Vlad, they have the random ring, and he has Spikebreaker as well. So like, he could find Gold Ring there, he could find Mist there. Lots of different things that would be really good. I mean, you know, Merman statue, as long as he finds something there, he's cruising.
Meanwhile, a stone sword for Crazy, always interesting. It's one of those things where you get it early, and you want to remember that you have it for a Doppelganger 40 much later on.
Have you ever had one where you find Medusa shield or stone sword, and then you fight Dop and you just don't use it,
Yep.
and then you menu later and you see it, and you're
In
like,
fact,
yeah.
perhaps more seeds like that than the opposite. Yeah. Easy to forget about.
There's just so much that you have to keep track of when you're playing these randomizer races that it's really easy to forget something like that. Even during Spellbound qualifiers, I had multiple times where, you know, you find Bat early, and then you find Wing Smash later, and you're still not using Wing Smash because you've been playing for 30 minutes without it.
Oh, you're quite right. Someone in chat pointing out someone, and I'm not going to name a name here, someone's got a slightly inaccurate relic layout where the gold ring, well, I mean, obviously Ren's is wrong. It should be gold ring on the left. I wonder what happened there. I mean, it doesn't matter. But Saul, you are clearly a top-level spot the difference player, because I wouldn't have noticed.
Mystic Pendant pickup for Ren. I feel like Mystic Pendant it's one of the quirky little things about Spellbound, but Mystic Pendant's normally something where you find it and you're very happy about it. Like, I think it's one of the better accessories in the game, but Spellbound, it's okay. It's just okay.
So something's gotta be here for Crazy. What do we got? That's not something. That's nothing. Well, maybe something good later, but only Skill of Wolf for now at Power of Wolf. So what have we not seen? Zorla and Ren skipped the Colosseum Relic.
Okay, so we've got Colosseum that we haven't seen, Zorlo, and I mean, all rocks, but players can't go there just yet.
Okay, so Ren's gonna commit, and I like this. You go ahead and do Power Wolf and Merman statue, then you come back around to get Spikebreaker and the Warp.
Now, I didn't see. Did Ren go for the save split prior?
I didn't see either.
Because that'll present him with an interesting choice. Like, are you going to give up your ability to have full wolf movement later in lieu of the value now? And I feel like it's probably right to throw them back, but I could see either choice being made.
In a 3 Vlad situation, which could potentially become 4 very quickly, I'm with you.
I was in I don't remember what preset we were playing, but I was doing a race recently with some people, and the heart of Vlad was there, but I didn't have the ability to get back up the waterfall, so I made the choice to leave it, and was like, well, I guess we'll just have to come back for it later. Wound up being the right choice, but man, does that feel bad to save split away a Vlad relic. Now, do we think Crazy makes a beeline back down there once he picks up the Spikebreaker? Like, maybe follow through to that center castle warp and warp down to check Spikebreaker at that time?
Could be. We might have a convergence at that point, and we can see exactly how much of a lead that Ren's got. I think it's going to be probably a couple of minutes. Always hard to tell because, you know, Small mistakes, small optimizations, small rooms for improvement in every single room in the game. It's hard to keep track on exactly how much time players are losing or saving. But that's kind of my gut read, which is a couple minutes. Probably not too much more than that. Let's see, I think Ren probably will save split out of this. Power and skill are going to be gone. Oh, hang on. Keeping it interesting. Wants the wolf movement.
The wolf movement can be a pretty big difference maker, especially in Spellbound, where like finding Bat doesn't necessarily mean that you've got good movement. I do still feel like Bat without Wing Smash is pretty valuable. You can do like dive bats to get across gaps that you would normally have to do like a slow jump for, or to bypass, you know, some hard-hitting enemies, things like that. But
well, we can get a rough estimate for how much time this is going to cost Ren. So picked up the relic, is at a not save split around 26-25. So from what I can tell, it's gonna be about 40 seconds.
He's doing every item check, literally every one.
Yeah, honestly, Ren might be right on this one. I mean, it's gonna depend on when we find Wolf, and 40 seconds is a lot in a very competitive 1v1 with players of roughly equal skill level, but Power of Wolf and Skill of Wolf can absolutely save 40 seconds if Wolf comes early enough. Maybe much more than that.
Yeah, and he might also be, like, if he thinks that Crazy kept them, then he might feel like it's important to keep them as well, just because if he, you know, if one player chooses to keep them and the other doesn't, it winds up being a factor, that can be enough to crack the race wide open.
Okay, let me go ahead and switch back now to Ren's audio because we got some big checks coming up in Catacomb.
I've been trying to remind myself repeatedly to make a note of what time Ren goes through the Catacomb store so we can have an exact idea of what the city looks like. Crazy opting to do the Coliseum check with 3 random Vlads. I don't think I agree with this call. How do you feel
especially because it's not going to be something in the chain.
You know that the only, like, you have Spike Breaker on top of that, so you know that and the random ring, the only thing that this could possibly be is the 4th random Vlad.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do it, that's a good thing to find. It's about the best thing you could find, assuming bad isn't too late.
The one thing, he would have already seen that Echo exists, so you know that if Spike Breaker is in the chain at all, like the Spike Breaker check, then you know that Bat is the piece that's locked. So that does bring down the value of it a little bit, but yeah, I mean, having Link Smash always nice.
Yeah, I think the main idea was Crazy was looking for a transformation, either Wolf or Mist. Odds were low, but not zero, and Wing Smash is a good consolation prize. Meanwhile, a Vorpal is pretty good as well, 50 attack on that Vorpal.
Ren with 3 random Vlads, making the choice to go to Granflame. Now, hold on. They didn't find any progression on the Jewel layer so far, have they? So this has to be progression, doesn't it?
I believe you're correct. Or Jewel is bait, which, I mean, it's so rare, but it has happened before.
I mean, that would just mean that Zorlo has to have...
Yeah, in that case, it would be Zorlo.
Flight layer. Good heads up play on Ren to go for this. I know this is like, you know, the Swarm is really popularized it, but like this is one of the most popular skips that people do. I mean, it's Granfalloon is arguably the hardest boss, I think, in Castle 1. The only one that I think you make a case for is All Rocks. And it's just a long travel to get there, right? So you can get some really good value out of skipping this whenever you can get away with it. And looks like Crazy having the same read, choosing to go over, gets that Vorpal, not checking it right now. So his combat against these guys. Oh, there we go.
And to your point, very important, Granfalloon's got Holy Glasses. Oh my god. we might just have ourselves a race to Castle 2 kind of a situation. So let's say Final Vlad is at or near Spikebreaker. Like either this is the Vlad or it's, I don't know, Merman statue into the Vlad. At that point, both players will almost certainly be going to Castle 2, and you just hope you pick the right routes. Is it gonna be left side versus right side once again?
Classic dilemma. And both players can feel pretty confident about going to Castle 2 as well, because of the fact that the only check that we haven't seen at this point is Zorlo.
If I'm Ren, though, I'm really missing those 40 seconds I could have saved on the Wolf accessory save split. This could have been an even bigger lead now for Ren. But still, look, still comfortably ahead. It's really going to come down to execution if our read on this is correct. And Ren is losing too much time on these item checks. Ren's been playing amazing, but IMO way too many items.
He's checking every single check, like checks that I've never seen a player check in a randomizer race. But to his credit, I mean, he's still very ahead. So.
Okay, so here we go. We got both rings. Could this be a Vlad? Will Maria have the complexity Vlad? And yeah, good question from the chat here. Let me throw this over to you, Scrimps. Given the situation where it's looking to be kind of a zip seed, but no transformations to use for Castle 2, does that influence your decision on which side to take or which route to take?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think that left side is too bad with just the gravity boots leap stone, like, because a lot of that is just some awkward vertical movement anyway, and you have decent tools for that. Whereas like on the other side, I do think the movement on right side is a little more awkward, but also that players are much more practiced with it because right side was the meta for such a long time. So anybody who's been around for, you know, even just the last couple years, which both these players have, will have some practice at how to, you know, get over those balloon pods and some of the more annoying enemies in the right side. But it could be a factor. I do know also Crazy's a big fan of the middle route, which is doing right side but skipping bees, also choosing to skip creature. You're basically going for just raw density of checks. So I feel like, and I don't think he has too much reason to feel behind. He might a little bit because of finding Spikebreaker on, you know, having to make a second trip down. But I don't know that that's enough to force him into making some wild choices. Wow, Ren's just cruising back to the center of the castle. Is this going to be the seed that breaks the streak of 5 Castle 1 Vlad relics? Feels like probably.
It's surprising how much that's happened lately. I wouldn't mind seeing another one. Although it's been unfortunate because, you know, we've been due for a proper Spellbound zip seed. And Spellbound's been really nice to our competitors lately with some really fast seeds, but the players are intentionally dragging them out by skipping Castle 1 relics. There we go. Maria's got the complexity, Vlad. I'm sure that Ren's going Castle 2. Where is the rib, Scrimps? Where's it at? Where do you think?
Well, if we want what's best for the spectators, we want it to be at Zorlo. But I'm gonna bet on my boy Creature again. I gotta bet on my boy Creature. And quote two coming in hot,
Creature is no
Creature.
boy of mine. I'm gonna say Medusa. Let's get a zip seed going.
If it's a Medusa, it's probably over for Crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. But, it's got to be deep into Castle 2 and some kind of a divergence. Ren. Oh, I don't like this.
you know, I don't know if we just casted Cursed Ren or what, but... So now he's double dipping on this move. I think he's popped in here to take a look at it. And
You're exactly right. This is actually now slower than what Crazy had. I mean, look, he will find Wing Smash. If it's early Castle 2 Bat, which is possible, could be a big deal, but this is almost certainly a time loss, and we got a race. We got a real race here. I mean, that Vorpal, though, putting in some work.
Pay attention to the time when Ren hits that center warp, because I think Ren's still going to be ahead, but it's not going to be by very much.
You know, you could go ahead and quickly route in Zorla for Castle 2 if you want. Is that an idea, Scripps, or not?
I think it's just playing overly safe, right? Like, if you look at this, you don't have any other first castle checks remaining that you can do right now. So you're weighing one check versus the 10 in second castle. I think that's just too statistically low of a play. But it looks like that's exactly what he's going for. If he doesn't get
and these item checks are driving me bonkers. There's too many. Oh my god. Yo, Ren could have been ahead here by 4 minutes with fewer item checks, save split the Wolf Relics, and no Coliseum check, no Zorlo. Could have been ahead by 4 minutes. Instead, Crazy might straight up be ahead now.
I don't think Crazy's going to go for this. I would be shocked. Honestly, I'm shocked that Ren is going for it, because this is an under 10% play here.
Sometimes under 10% works. No, normally it doesn't. Sometimes it works, normally it doesn't. And Ren is now behind in this elimination set, losers semis. What a crazy turnaround here. No, Crazy also going to Zorlo. What is this game one? Everyone's playing way too safe. All right, Ren's back on top.
I think both of them are letting the fact that we've seen so many 5 Vlad Castle 1 seeds weigh on them, and
that is a fallacy, Scripps.
Yeah,
that is, you know what? We've been getting a lot of, oh my god, what's a good gambling analogy? I don't actually gamble. You're playing roulette, and it lands on red 3 times in a row. Oh, well, it's gonna be red again.
Man.
These events are independent.
It's tough, too. It's tough to avoid those things, especially when you've got this big pressure. And that's one of the things I think is very, you know, why Swarm is very hard to beat normally, is because Swarm doesn't let that stuff, like, he will just always make the statistically correct play and just lives by the fact that if it doesn't work out, that's GG to his opponent.
And in fact, Swarm is in the chat right now saying, you gotta have a short memory. That's exactly right.
So 39-17 roughly, Richter goes down. We'll see what that is for Crazy and kind of get an idea of exactly what this lead looks like. Crazy could have stolen it back, man. I'm so sad. Oh.
Still, it is going to be very close. All it needs is 1 divergence. And Crazy's right back in this. Ren! Controller issues, chilling at the teleport. Oh, big chillin'. Big chillin'. He's still chill. Ren, you gotta move. Oh, no. Okay, we're gonna adjust the lead now, because normally I like to do it when the teleport starts, but I've never seen someone sit there for 10 seconds, so we're gonna keep track of when Alucard moves after making it to the reverse castle. So that's 39:50 for Ren is when that happened. We'll see what the time is for Crazy. It's less than a minute.
Looks like Ren's probably going for left side, because he's going for this warp before Darkwing Dot. I think there's a decent chance of this being a divergence. Quick complexity checks. We started Gravity Boots, into Loopstone, into Jewel, into Glasses.
Well, it was going to be less than a minute, but sometimes You hit go mode right at the start. And you know what? Despite playing hyper conservative, this is going to be a proper spellbound zip seed.
And I feel like when Ren calls time, Crazy's gonna be kicking himself for going for Zorlo there.
God, you're right. Crazy would have won without Zorlo, straight up.
Stolen it back.
Okay, I do, however, have a win condition, Scrimps, for Crazy. More controller issues from Ren. I mean, if that continues to happen, that could be a problem. Those 10-second delays definitely add up. But barring that, Ren is in an advantage position.
I definitely don't think there's too much risk of either player dying. I mean, they don't have high level with a bunch of HP or anything, but VorpalBlade's such good combat, you know. Dead things can't hit you.
So God, how fortunate is this? On top of go mode at the start, also get finally some movement. Now, was it worth holding on to power and skill? Almost certainly not, but now it's at least arguable. That's good for Ren.
And the wolf color looks really nice too. I'm really a fan of all these things they've been doing with the color palette changes in the randomizer. Really helps add to that feeling of, you know, every game being completely fresh.
I'm with you. I think cosmetic rando options add a lot to the randomizer experience.
Gotta have the drip. Gotta have the drip.
It's just a shame that, you know, Soden is too beautiful. And the movement is too complicated, and the sprite sheets are too complicated. We can't do a Link to the Past thing, where there's a bunch of different playable characters. Because there's just too much going on. So, customizing the cosmetics through colors, etc. is the best we can do. Maybe someday we'll get a second or a third one, though. If someone puts in a lot of time into making that happen. It's not impossible.
That room right there probably feels good that he kept the wolf. That room is really scary if you don't have any sort of movement you have to go through there.
It is, yeah. Vorpal can help, but way slower. I mean, overall for this game one, in terms of execution, I think both Ren and Crazy played great. Really, no notes, just... My only disagreement was with some of the decision-making from both players. The item checks for Ren, and then I think the routing was too conservative, especially towards the end of Castle 1. But a sterling performance. Crazy can't feel too bad about his gameplay, I don't think.
Yeah, honestly, this feels pretty similar to the race you watched last night, where it was one divergence was the main difference maker. Just the fact that Crazy didn't go to Alchemy Lab first, which, you know, it could have wound up working out great, but in the seed it didn't. So now this Azaghal, this is maybe not the best ever. These guys were the bane of my existence.
Boy, that's scary.
Tournament.
This is a little scary. Hot dog, luck potion, regular potion. That's a good call.
Going with the dinner dog wisdom there. Whenever you're in a bad place, just press the pause button. Take a look at the menu, see what you got.
Yo, sick wolf strats! Ren, come on. More control. Let's just say it's more controller issues. Now, on Dracula, you can't be messing around with that, because if you get caught in the loop, Dracula can deal a lot of damage.
Dracula's kind of funny in that, like, once you get practiced, it's one of the easier fights in the game, I think. But if you do mess up, wildly punishing. Wildly punishing.
And no power of mist plus mist burst option, in case you need it. You know, I've never been a fan of holy water here. It's kind of a meme, because, you know, Dracula floats up and down. It's just not a great hitbox for this. However, doesn't matter. 45-34, what a clear time. Great stuff. An excellent first win for Ren. Now just one game away from making it to top 3 and making it into the money. Did we mention that if you win this one, you are guaranteed a part of the $3,000 prize pool? Probably worth mentioning. So a lot on the line here. We're going to take a short break now. Game number 2 coming up in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
It'll be interesting to see, does Crazy go for some more out there routing choices because he's, like going for broke? Will we see Ren go for some crazy routing choices because he's got a game to give? Or will we see both players play hyper conservative in another game?
My god, I'll just remove this weapon. 5 hits for walks.
That's so bad.
Yeah, this is so bad.
Looks like, yeah, Crazy's taking it off. Crazy's taking it off, and it almost doubled his attack power to not have the weapon.
Yeah, I don't know why Ren didn't
take a bunch of damage. We might see Crazy make up a bunch of time off of the stall.
Again, Ren is giving back, probably for the drops. I don't know.
We're definitely seeing Crazy creep back up on it, making up some of that time that he lost in the prologue.
Yeah, Ren is canceling his attack by jumping, but I don't think it's fine with this weapon. I'll just do like Crazy and ditch out very, very quickly because punching is faster.
Usually you don't like Death stealing your stuff. In this case, good riddance. Get that thing out of my inventory.
Very fine. Oh my god.
Both players taking quite a bit of damage. Something that's interesting about Spellbound, the fact that you don't necessarily have access to Soul Steal. I feel like in a lot of other presets, players are okay with taking a bunch of damage. Not that you want to, but you always have the ability to Soul Steal and heal yourself back up, right? You don't have to necessarily go to a save room. Well, in Spellbound, that's not a thing until you pick up the Soul Steal card. So
yeah, and Ren decided to not equip the shield right away. Remember, Ren's forte here is his shield dashing.
I wonder if he equipped it as soon as he got damage boosted past the spikes. I wonder if he was just worried about having too much defense for that damage boost to work. Because I see him do that in just about every seed, that little damage boost off the first skeleton. And the fact that he immediately menued afterwards, I feel like that might have been a contributing factor.
Yeah, and there's no item, so be punching for slowing out the item.
Looks like Ren decides this time not to do the item shot. Oh yeah, that's huge. That'll save you a bunch of time on this fight.
Yeah, especially because you can hit above your head with the X throwing. So yeah, this drop is quite big for Ren.
How many hearts is it per? It's like 2 per axe.
6.
Is that right?
6
hearts per
axe.
axe. So you get 3 axes total. Okay. Oh, he's
And
going
he's
for the
using-
rocket knives here too. Ooh, absolutely shredding through the fight.
Yeah.
Taking a little bit of damage there.
But even then, the Gaibon going down, yeah, that was a nice choice. I'll do that because you don't have anything, and just use it here. Unless this decision only will bite him if there's a duplicator. So his fight was faster, very faster. So he gained some time.
Chances are pretty good you'll find something like a cross shuriken or some kind of other throwable item. Yeah, it was a great fight by Ren. Got him a nice little lead to start with.
And unfortunately, no weapons. I'm seeing back that match between Swarm and the Dredge that they didn't have a weapon to go to library, and that was so bad because they needed to improvise. Maybe the Balkan knife will do some difference from the double 10, but you just hit it once. Maybe not.
Looks like no progression relic here. Oh, never mind, I didn't see it. Oh, looks like I'm wrong, super wrong. I couldn't see the relic spray when I was looking at Ren's screen. So now we'll probably see both players go for the Coliseum, and maybe use straight up hard to keep route. We actually were talking about this recently after one of the matches, where do you feel like it's better to skip the warp here, or do you like to go get that center warp before you go up?
I'll probably get the center warp because we don't know when we come back here, especially the range check. And even then, you can jump over the hammer and blade.
So my counter argument to that is that you haven't done the alchemy lab checks yet, and so you're likely to do movement that takes you roughly to where the warp is anyway. The times where you get punished. So let's assume that we don't have anything at Coliseum, so that all of this makes sense. None of this matters if the relic is a Coliseum. There are roughly 5 checks, or like 5 things that could be at Leapstone. You could find gravity boots, you could find Jewel of Open, you could find Bat or Mist, or you could find a ring, and the other ring is chilling somewhere in the outer wall area. If it's Jewel or the ring, you're better off having the warp. If it's one of the other things, like if it's gravity boots or bat, you're better off not having the warp. If it's mist, then it comes down to how good your mist rising is. If you can mist rise out and get over to the library, it's better not to take the warp. If you're not feeling confident in the mist rise, then it's better to have the warp. And so it feels like it's a true 50-50 for me, whether it's a good or bad call.
Yeah, at least for Ren is what he's
Oh
doing.
My goodness, these item checks.
Man, don't do it. Just don't do it.
What if he dies here trying to do these item checks? He's and there's nothing.
There's nothing. And Ren, why? I don't know, guys. I'll not do it. I'll just go straight up for the check. That was costing a lot.
Yeah, he went from being solidly in the lead to solidly behind, and he lost a consumable.
Yeah. And he has an armor and he has a cape, and he decided to not equip it.
Crazy opening the shortcut there. I feel like that means he's probably not going to go for the hard to keep route.
He's probably going for it because when you open the shortcut, if that is not progression, he's going to keep side.
Okay, you just go back there again. It's just in case it is progression, and that way you'll have it open later. That makes sense. And both players getting an opal off of that too. Pretty solid.
I don't know. Crazy is just lagging a lot, and I don't know. They have an armor and a cape. I'll decide to equip it just for the safety of the defense.
Yeah, I like having defense for sure. Just like and you see Ren tossing all that stuff on there. Well, Crazy took the fight without any of it. Pulling out the blocking knife for Werewolf here. Crazy, put the armor on. Put the armor on.
And
over here, like, struggling to stay alive.
Yeah, Ren decided to use an attack potion for Werewolf. That was fine because Werewolf, at least you killed them faster.
They're really close to time now.
Yeah, the advantage that Crazy got it from Ren's bad decision almost evaporated just because of the fight.
Yeah, Ren definitely taking these fights way better, or like much smoother fights than Crazy's having. But Crazy's still got just a teeny bit of an advantage. Nothing that really matters though, a couple seconds at best.
Yeah, and they'll probably check for items here, at least for the weapon, because the fight against Hippogriff with only punches is so bad because of the bad hitboxes and of course Hippogriff flying it.
I do like to do the first and third one of these towers. I never do the second one.
Yeah, the second one only has 1 item instead of 3.
Picking up the life packs out, getting a little bit of a heal. They both screen frozen at the same time.
And another armor.
We're getting the defense, but no offense here. They say the best defense is a good offense, so really, I don't think the armor matters. It matters. I'm just being a doofus.
Oh my god, that's a hammer. So they need to punch out Hippogriff too. This is not good.
This has been quite the opposite of the last seed. Pretty mean start, honestly.
And because of the damage when is taking off Hippogriff.
Plus side, neither player will have to wait for the cutscene.
Yeah, because they already did it, Minotaur and Werewolf, so yeah.
Honestly though, if I'm crazy, I wait. Yeah, I was gonna say, if I'm crazy, I wait and I get this life max up, because, you know, this next room's got all these Fleamen, and they're pretty unpredictable. You can really take a bunch of damage there. We're seeing. So, Crazy just is refusing to put the armor on. I don't know if he forgot that he has it or what, but...
Yeah, Ren already did it, and
yeah.
This is making a big difference because Ren is not taking that much of a damage.
Both players have an Opal and a Garnet for when they go to library, so $12,000 to spend. We'll see what this progression piece is here. Like I said, we got roughly 5 things we could find here. There's technically Jewel could also be somewhere on the outer wall, and this could be Merman statue, but I feel like that one is far and away the least likely.
Yeah, Ren here can go for Flea Ladder just fine because he has the defense to back up him, and Crazy will need to risk it because he'll probably take a lot of damage.
He has the same defense, he's just not putting the stuff on, which
Okay,
I really don't understand.
Give up.
Please. Put the armor on.
Okay, Ren is spraying again. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
more armor.
I pushed this walk armor. Again, defense, not offense.
Jewel of Open. So this is the situation, or one of 2 situations where grabbing that warp is definitely a net positive.
Yeah, because he'll get the faster going, and Crazy doesn't have it. Ren, don't try anything. Just go. Yeah, that situation that Ren. Oh no!
He's gonna go for it.
Don't, my guy, don't do it. You're this simple.
Why would you go grab the warp if you're just gonna spend time on this anyway? This is a wild scene. Wild scene, just in terms of the choices we're seeing made here.
He's trying to do early clock power with this. I'm not going for it.
This is... You have no reason to have grabbed the warp if you were planning on just going for this anyway. And
yeah. Just go back and go. You have the portal. Oh, there's another Balkan knife on the IQ check. That's so bad.
Looks like Ren probably still gonna come out on top of this from grabbing the warp, but we'll see.
Yeah, for this, even with Ren risking it for the 2-0, I'll probably just do the fine setups and just go. And again, Ren has a big advantage here for having the warp. Crazy is not even the minor gallery, and of course they'll probably check for weapons again. And maybe here, the pocket knives that Crazy got it can be useful for Scylla if they doesn't get a weapon.
Scylla can be a pretty rude fight in Spellbound if you don't have any spells or weapons, just because it's really hard to output enough damage to kill her before all the serpents come out. And once the serpents do come out, like you're getting zoned. you're getting zoned off of being able to do damage to things. And you know, there's a lot of projectiles flying around. So it's a deceptively hard fight in Spellbound, at least when you have to take it this early with nothing.
Oh, there's a Monster Vial too. And Ren decided to go all the wall. He's not going down. Why are you doing that?
This is one of those brain breaker scenes, isn't it?
This is not fine for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely not liking Ren's decision making so far. But it's our job to try our best to remain relatively impartial. We're gonna see Crazy's gonna go down first. He's gonna get a look at the progression first. And meanwhile, I mean, I guess maybe Ren wants to try to go to library to get some combat, possibly. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. And, you know, with Leapstone, you can at least check fairy cards, so you're getting an out-of-logic check.
The Starflare here was nice because there is 40 attack, so it's solid for now. Me too, Joe. That's why I'm saying that. I don't think Crazy will follow the same route.
No shot. No shot. If he does, I will eat a sock.
He's doing it!
What? Crazy! Crazy! Socks aren't food! Socks aren't food! Don't do this to me!
What are you doing, guys?
I guess it's gotta just be the shop, right? Like, he just wants to try to get some sort of combat beforehand. That's the only thing I can think of is that, like, you know, both players are quite frankly, getting bodied by the enemies at the moment. And so maybe they just feel like they wanted to find something, but, like, also, I feel like if you're gonna do that and you check that Starflail and you see that it's a decent item, you just turn around. I guess. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. I'm honestly...
Yeah, Crazy will probably go down again because this Starflail, nope, he's doing the same as Ren.
I need more coffee for this one, guys.
I want to go on record and back up my commentary booth here on this one. This route's bad. And I can't believe both players have found the bad route. It could work out, it's Soden. You gotta get lucky. But not only do you have to fight an extra boss, you're not getting complexity info. You're delaying it for like 5 minutes for seemingly no benefit. And even if you had no weapon, they've got this Starflow, but you also found a Monster Vial 2 near the blue door. So I don't agree. We'll see if it works out. Hopefully it does, but I think this is kind of questionable. So far it's been Gas Cloud and Spirit Orb. Oof.
I wonder if this will result, like, how will... Because if you're making this call, there's no way that you expect your opponent to do the same thing. So is that going to force both players into feeling behind and maybe making some less conservative choices later? We'll have to see. I mean, we've been wrong about pretty much everything so far, so I don't like our chances going forward.
Yeah. Funny thing, both of them got Iron Shield from the same enemy. Okay, let's see if at least the combat is worth it. They get solo. Okay, that's Varda. Okay, that was worth it, at least for combat.
I mean, yeah, there's like Fisted Focus is there.
Alucard. I'll take Alucard. And there's library cards.
There's like some decent stuff in the shop, but...
I'll take Alucard, because at least you get the faster combat.
Yeah.
And Ren is going for iframe items. He did only go for 1, not for 2. And there's the Iron Shield. I think he stayed with the Starflail. I'll probably go with Alucard for the faster combat.
It was pretty expensive, so maybe he was thinking you're better off to buy other things. I don't know that. Like, I might consider the same thing as you, but
yeah, he's probably going for out of logic things with the iframes items like the He-Bark tree, high potions. So he'll probably go for out of logic stuff. And I think Crazy doesn't have the same money. Or he already bought the...
Yeah, he bought the Varda. They both had about 13K going in there, so they had similar money. Ren got Echo from doing the Flu ladder in Castle Feet.
I'm a little concerned. It seemed to me, and commentators, please correct me, it seemed to me that Crazy did not buy enough library cards. A lot of high potions, not enough library cards.
Like I said, you is probably going for out of logic stuff. When you buy a lot of iframe items, it's for doing out of logic. Like Ren did it here, he bought 3 of them.
God, you know what? This whole seed feels like it's Drax's fault. So Ren decides to go for the meme of dive kick off the Fleaman Riders to go to early Clock Tower. That's a Drax strat 100%. And then both players make a beeline for library just to maybe hopefully get early Spike Breaker. I think this is, I think Drax to blame. They're trying to, I think they're a little bit too laser focused on some crazy out of logic stuff when a fundamentals route would be better here. What do you all think?
Yeah, for me it was fundamental.
I'm on board with that. It's just wild that they're both going for a lot of these same things. Power of Wolf there, so our progress. Oh no! Wait, hold up. Because we have Leapstone, this is not the classic Jewels Open. It's either Scylla or Merman Statue. It's actually either of those or Demon Card and Grand Fluter in Logic as well. So we'll have to see. Does one of them go for a save split, either in Catacombs or? Not Catacombs, but right before the Cerberus fight?
Mines. I'll probably go for Mine Save. Ren is probably doing it. Oh, there's another Opal right here. Yeah, Ren is doing it. And Crazy, he chose to go up, take the teleport, and he didn't take it. And just going back. Probably because they already has library card, there's no need to unlock that portal.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Another wizard hat. Apparently wizards wear ball caps in this universe.
And Ren got the second because he got one from a drop.
He can wear 2 hats. He can look twice as cool.
Yeah, like I said, Ren is going for the save here and probably checking Demon Card and Bail back for Waterfall, maybe. At least if this is flying, it's probably going back because do the combo.
Did Ren save before taking the fight?
Yeah, he saved it before taking the fight.
Oh my goodness, why? I don't understand, because so what that tells me is he's going to go all the way down to Grand Flume, and then if he finds nothing, he's going to take the save split. But if you do that, then you miss out on the warp down here, whereas if you go the other way, then you can still come down here and get the warp. And...
Okay, that's the fight. That's the fight I said. I don't know if he's going back to do the combo. You can do the combo check. Nope, he's getting the... Maybe? There's a possibility yet, because...
He might grab the warp and just, go back for that. Maybe he doesn't feel confident with his number of consumables in checking Spike Breaker just yet.
Oh, that is the nice... There's a nice pull here. Yeah, I'm agreeing. It's Dredge's fault.
Oh. So we've got flight, and now we've got a whole bunch of flight layer checks. Wait, what are we?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. At least they can also check Succubus. It's a possibility because now it's flight.
What's the reason for the save split though? Like, let's try to figure out.
It's probably to see if it's nothing. At least on the interest. If it's nothing, you just go back.
you go back and work. See, I think that's wrong, because if you're going to go back out like this and it's nothing, you just continue. You just do alchemy lab checks, you go do your gravity boots check, you go up maybe to Zorlo, maybe you just go to the warp and you work back to keep or something like that. But if you take that save split, you're just
he's going for Succubus, at least for Succubus, because with Succubus here, he'll just do Succubus, and if it's nothing, go back.
Sorry, I don't mean to be so negative. I'm just so very confused by a lot of the decision making we're seeing here.
It's fine, I guess. I don't know if Crazy.
Is his play here just to check Succubus and then take the save split?
Yeah, it's probably do this. Okay, I think this one of Hado is powerful than Staff Layer. At least you grab the double hit stuff. And Ren is going for Succubus. If it's nothing, he's probably loading that save. He's not going down for sure.
I would have liked to see just going great, continuing on like a sort of clockwise route until.
Oh, this is a ring.
We'll have to find out. Is it a complexity ring? Is it just a random ring?
Yeah, it's a possibility. Ren will take it this for sure, because it's probably ring is a possibility. When with this complexity, ring is a big possibility.
For ring to be a complexity ring there, it would mean that the random ring would have to either be dual complexity on the flight layer with both rings, which is definitely possible, or it would have to be the ring specifically being at the Merman statue check. And if neither of those things is true, then it's just a random ring. It might matter. I'm not sold on this being the best way to get it, but we got time to see. And it's easy for me to be critical of somebody when I'm sitting here and I'm not playing the game, right? Like, it's both of these players are in a very high pressure match, and it's very easy to make some strange choices when you got a lot of pressure on you.
Hey, look, sometimes the commentary booth has to call it like it is.
I'm trying to be nice.
No. Hey, look, you gotta call it like you see it. I'm saying. I think everything that you've both said, I kind of sign off on. It's one of those things. I'll be very curious to hear after the game what the decision making was. Certainly an unorthodox route, and I mean, yeah, early Vard is nice, but I haven't seen a lot of benefit to justify the many minutes spent. So. Okay, now, let me just quickly... Yeah, just want to quickly say, that's going to neutralize the high potion advantage that Crazy had, so I think Ren had the better shot. Anyway, back to the chat for me. I'll be typing away.
Also, there's a thing here. With this ring here, Ren can take full advantage if he finds the order, and if it is complexity, at least if it is holy glasses or flat, this will be a massive one, because Crazy will not grab this until very late. Maybe the last check will even do it. Will be Succubus. So yeah.
I'm going to go on record and say that it's not impossible, but I don't believe that is likely to be the situation, because now that means that it has to be dual layer rings for this to matter sooner rather than later. Right now, to me, it looks like Crazy is just strictly in the lead, but we'll see. I mean, it definitely could matter. Ren snapping off a library card here. I guess he's going to go check Fire of Bat from this position.
Yeah, and he's not doing interest to Alchemy Lab. That's Crazy.
I'm interested.
Maybe he's going in the ground. Maybe he will also do the checks of of checks. Okay, he's getting the second order.
Crazy might not be doing Alchemy Lab right now. It's possible, but he could just as easily take this warp here because he opened it up earlier, and he could go down and check Spike Breaker, which looks like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, and Ren will do the flying checks. Every flying check here, probably Ren is doing, probably going keep, and he's going fire path and keep, and maybe he'll go down. If he finds the transformation, he's probably doing all rocks because he is so powerful.
I would say I like what Crazy's doing here. Like, we've seen going to Spike Breaker as early as you can matter in quite a few other races, and Crazy's sticking to that. Meanwhile, I mean, Ren's going to get more checks done, but Crazy can still do all of the same stuff that Ren is doing.
Yeah, I don't think it was a good decision to Ren to go back right away. I'll probably do the same as Crazy and go down just to grab that spike check. And Ren is probably doing the dual check here when he's going. He's not going straight to that check. He's probably doing the dual check. Yeah, Uncle Life is valid. Oh, that's the first blood. Yeah, and for now he's not risking of time.
Let's see, we go there. A little more money for Crazy. So we go over and check Spike Breaker. Now, since they have, well, I mean, Crazy doesn't know about the Echo necessarily, but we know that Echo is just chilling on a flight layer check, and so it's likely that if this is something that matters, that Bat is the thing that locks it.
Yeah.
We've got a relic. What do we got?
Missed. This is missed.
Now, did Crazy didn't get any library cards, I guess, because if he did, surely
oh my
he got one
god,
off
my guy, in this whole, oh my god, this probably baits Ren with second castle. Without taking that miss, or maybe not because he has Spike Breaker. Oh no.
It's likely to go back and check it because he knows he can. And since they have Spike Breaker, I mean, you know you found Spike Breaker early, you already had Jewel, which means that whatever Mist is leading to is a 50-50. So...
And remember, Ren has library cards, so his back will be faster.
I'm surprised. I thought I could have sworn Crazy got one, but I guess not. Or maybe he's planning on going and doing Grand Floon and then snapping it off if he has one. I could have sworn I saw him buy one. Yeah, looks like he's doing Grand Floon. We'll see. I'm gonna hold out hope that I'm right and he grabbed one. And he's just wants to go do Grand Floon and snap it off, which I do. If you're gonna come down here anyway and you've got 0 Vlads, I feel like this is probably one of the better situations to do the Grand Floon check from.
Yeah, I think Ren will snap library card because he already has all glasses. So this can be big for Crazy if it's something important. If it's a Vlad, I don't see Ren going for it. Because he already got one.
We still haven't seen either player do the Alchemy Lab checks, correct?
Yeah, none of them do it. None of them is done.
Quite a few checks left in the first castle. Oh, he's going over for this. I like this, using the Moon Rod from that spot. Very cool strat for Crazy for this fight.
Okay, Ren is doing the same. Ren is doing the same because he didn't snap the library card right away. So he's going for Grand Floon too.
Crazy, you're taking
remember, Crazy has a Vada.
That beam still hits pretty hard. He took 21 damage even with the Vada. But it's all good. It's all good. Crazy, keeping it cool as a cucumber. Getting through the encounter, okay? What do we got here? Is it something? Does this matter?
Oh,
it's a Vlad! Swarm, you lose!
Swarm is probably raging.
I mean, he's not in the race. It's not costing him anything.
Also, he already did it. Okay, now he's doing this 7 bind. stuff, and Ren will just ignore it. Just after doing this boss, he's probably ignore it and go back.
Yeah, this is Crazy's route to me just looks better here. It just looks quite a bit better. He did have the library card to snap off there. He was able to buy all the things, so the shop difference really didn't matter at all, the initial shop. Except Ren's going to be double dipping on going to the library.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both double dipping. Ren is triple dipping, which I've never really heard of triple dip ice cream cones before, but ice cream's usually... I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's disregard that one. Strike it from the record, please. Crazy getting a lot of value out of this Moonrod special. I love it. Oh, that was so clean! That was so clean! Oh my goodness, that was so clean! Turns his back to Lesser Demon, fires the Moonrod special through him. Let's see, what do we got here? Skill of Wolf!
Oh, because it's...
See him snap off the library card, and then my guess, he's gonna go check Fire Bat, and then he's just gonna do a clockwise route. Just go all the way through, because you can do it full clockwise, you can check Bubble Rocks with Mist. It's a little bit of a pain, but you can do it. You can check Silver Ring, because you got Spike Breaker, you got
another
Mist.
thing, Crazy doesn't have the teleport. And Ren does it.
Which
if
teleport?
he's doing clockwise.
The one in the middle?
The Bubble Rocks.
That warp doesn't matter at all in this situation. It literally means nothing, because you're going to warp to entrance, you're going to do both alchemy lab checks, and then you're going to have to go right past that warp. The warp is no value.
But at least the Holy Glasses can bait someone to go second castle right away, because the Holy Glasses don't keep...
I don't think that Crazy's going to get to keep until the very end. That's just my guess. I could totally be wrong, but my guess is he goes back, warps to entrance after he checks Fire Bat, and he's just going to go clockwise all the way through.
Ren decided to not to save the only library card he has, so it's fine. At least Crazy needs to go to that and grab the flag. But let's see if someone is going second castle. I don't know. With Silvering probably clockwise, and remember, Ren doesn't need to go back to Castle Keep yet. He's probably going clockwise sooner.
No, they would both go clockwise at the same point, and because from Silver Ring, your best way to get to Keep is just to travel there anyway. So Crazy doesn't even need to worry about going there. He just does every single check along the way, and does the Keep checks right before he moves. Now, that doesn't mean he's necessarily going to do that, but that would be the absolute... I don't think there's any argument that that's the correct play from this position.
Yeah. But for now, at least from that point, Ren's ahead because he doesn't need to do the checks.
No,
he's doing the... Let's see if Ren is going second castle or if he's going clockwise. Nope, he's doing the same. He's going clockwise. Yeah, at least for Ren, when he got to Castle Keep, he doesn't need to do the grab it for the Holy Glasses or the Echo Pad. That will probably bait Crazy. So yeah, this is a close race. Yeah, this is a close race.
Close for sure.
Yeah, doing those keep checks earlier, for Ren, at least for Ren was nicer because he doesn't need to do anymore. So he just needs to follow the way, grab all the checks. I think
if Ren is ahead right now, it's purely based on movement, because I think Ren's route is just strictly worse. Like, I understand that he doesn't have to do those checks, but he's he's double dipped on movement so many times, and the reason that he's able to keep up is because his movement is much cleaner. That's my take. Again, I could totally be wrong, but...
Oh, that's the third Vlad.
3 random Vlads already, too. More likely to find the final Vlad at Spikebreaker, unless not Spikebreaker, Silver Ring. Unless Silver Ring leads, like Merman Statue or something like that.
or for the other ring.
Or if it's the other ring, then Ren is just squarely. It's not even
Yeah.
close. But otherwise, we've got.
Oh, that's a good thing.
You know, I keep that fang on me. Shout out to my favorite weapon.
And Ren just got twice.
He can dual wield them. No benefit to it, but he can.
Yeah, and the movement here, Ren is just catch up. The movement alone.
Yeah, we've seen Crazy stutter on his shields. Like, yeah, he's seen it happen a lot. He's stuttering quite a bit with his shield bashing. Just kind of pulling out the shield in place.
Oh, they sync
Grab
up on the
Hellfire at the
Hellfire
same
grab.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, they
I
done
get a good
it.
idea of how much of an advantage movement-wise Ren has over Crazy here. I feel like Crazy maybe playing with a little bit of mirrors too, because I feel like this movement looks a little bit worse than what we would normally see from him.
Yeah, Ren is giving the advantage just for clean movement. And Crazy has a Fist of Tokas.
Oh, Crazy says he doesn't care about going and doing the Zorlo check or doing the Olrox check. He's just going straight for Silver.
Yeah,
This
Ren is,
could wind up working out in his favor.
yeah.
If they find Final Vlad at
He
Silver Ring,
just gave up.
what?
Crazy?
What are you doing?
What?
I was just gonna say, if Final Vlad is a Silver Ring and he has chosen to skip these two things with three random Vlads, which I think is not a bad call. I think that would have been a good decision to make.
And Ren is doing Aurochs.
Maybe he just wants the warp or something? I don't even know.
Yeah. I'm not giving up ring, Silver Ring. And he's doing the same, so Ren got a big advantage right now.
There's still potential room for skips. Like, example, like let's say Crazy decides just not to do the Olrox fight. He would make up some time there. I don't think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, he's not doing that.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. And that is the fourth Vlad. The random Vlad. If this is the last Vlad, so yeah, Ren is done.
Yeah, I think this is, barring a death from a player who has double Varda, but this is probably just over. I would have lost this because I would have skipped over these things.
This pool can be very wrong if this is the last Vlad. The possibility of the last Vlad being here on the first castle is bigger right now.
Well, it's definitely here because we know we found 4 random Vlads. So, and we know that Holy Glasses is early on in the chain, so it can't be Holy Glasses leading to the final Vlad. So either this is the final Vlad or it leads to a ring or Merman statue. But there's no, I'm pretty sure there's actually no way that this can be done.
Yeah, and if it is the Vlad, yeah, it's done because we saw that Ren movement is better.
There's honestly, literally barring a death or some extenuating circumstances, like in real life, this match is over.
Oh, it's Merman statue. He's going for it. He's going for it. There's no reason to not go for it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% have to. What a wild.
Yeah, guys, this pool is probably wrong, and even if this is the other ring and the last one will be in dual rings, this is a big death sentence for Crazy.
So for Olrox to have been the final Vlad, it would have like the only thing that leads to Olrox is a transformation, and the only transformation they have is Miss, which requires that they get Bat, which means Bat would have been earlier on in the chain, and for Olrox to be the final Vlad there, it wouldn't have been high enough complexity. So it's not possible to leave that Olrox Vlad within the final Vlad. It's just a random.
Yeah. Ren is not needing for the MP refill, and like I said, both of them will probably go for it. Crazy, I think, will go Castle Keep before it, and Ren is just going down.
He's already got the warp. I guess maybe he goes up to Castle Keep from here and warps down, but like, it's fine.
Yeah. Man, those last seeds we seen a lot of 5 Vlads in the first castle. Yesterday's seed was 5 Vlads in the first castle.
Yeah, it's been quite prolific in the last few rounds of the tournament.
Yeah, like I said, Crazy is going Castle Keep, then walking, and because of that, Craig is very far ahead. Because he's already on Caverns.
Honestly, you know, say what you want about some of the more ambitious routing choices that Ren has made in this game. His mechanics have been pretty on point. He's taken, you know, a lot of damage very, very early on in the seed, but he's really, really tightened up, and his play's been looking phenomenal just in terms of his execution. So, good stuff for him for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see if this is the last flag or the other ring, just for giving us the follow the complexity things. Guess what? Will be if this is the other ring, will be not bad for Crazy because the other ring was just right there.
Even still, like there's no way that he catches up this amount of time.
Yeah,
like,
it's
we
the
already
other ring.
know that his movement is slower. Like we've seen that across 2 races now. So he's not going to make it up with movement, and he's not going to make it up from a death because both players have 2 Vargas. All of the money that they found was exactly on the beaten path. So there's no way you can assume that your opponent didn't have the money for 2 Vargas. So there's literally no outs for Crazy at this point. There's none.
Yeah.
I would like to call attention to that one hallway on the trip back from the final ring. That is the best demonstration of why Ren has gone from kind of a weird route early to a little bit behind to now a commanding lead. He's got some of the best movement in the business. That was ultra clean, not just the fast shield dashing, but the front slides were crisp, and the jumps were pretty clean as well. So I mean, basically perfect regular Alucard movements, and in this preset, that is especially important. So I mean, I think this is a well-earned win. Definitely a good seed for Ren, but the movement's just been on point.
Yeah, if we were to assign like, you know, video game style statistics to players' different attributes in Soten, I would say Ren's movement is a 9 or 10 out of 10. He's extraordinarily good mechanically. Like, I really only think that there's, you know, 2, maybe 3 players that keep up with him, just in terms of, probably like 3 players that keep up with him, 2 that are active in the rando scene.
And this makes me happy because was I that introduced him for the random community.
And he's been really, I mean, honestly, it's cool. Just like, I mean, you guys have a pretty large community, like the
Ren, get down, Jesus
Oh, no.
Christ!
Oh, the controller disconnect again.
Crazy just
Controller
needs
disconnected.
17 more of those, and it might be a race.
Oh no, Crazy doesn't know about the second ring. Yeah, this is probably over. This is probably over.
My only thing that I'm sad about, I felt like that succubus choice was so bad that he's gonna get rewarded for it. There's no justice. There's no justice.
I just call it scrimps. I just call it.
No justice in the world, folks.
We need to find some way to pass the time for the next 5 to 10 minutes because with two Vardas there is a 0% chance that Ren loses. Ren will be moving on to losers finals. So in the meantime, what's going on?
Yeah. After this we have a big rant about the routing, especially the library early routing, and after that I'll probably enjoy your Labalana finishing.
Plus side, because we only have a 2-game set here, we get to do the post-game commentary, and so these questions will be fresh on our minds. Won't have a chance to forget about them.
Yeah, there have been so many game 3s that it'll be kind of a nice change of pace to have a post-game interview about 2 games back-to-back. Lots to talk about.
Waycock, there is no possibility of him getting 157 damage.
Ren could accidentally kill Richter. Alright, it's over.
I think the bigger risk is they don't have a good way to get through the Guardian room. So there is a possibility. It's a very slim one. There is a possibility of the Guardian giving him the smoke.
It's not needed if you
go
for the
right. Yeah, never mind. I'm a bozo. Sorry about that.
And with the Heart of Flat, they can ignore the tombstones. And oh, Crazy, that was nice.
I love that the smoke is there.
Well, hey, apparently this is the first stream that J&J is able to catch live. Welcome, J&J. Can we get a J in the chat for J&J? Thank you.
I don't have the emote, so...
That's okay. Any J will do.
So I guess, you know, Ren's gonna be moving on to face the Swarm, and movement-wise, I feel like the players are pretty close. I mean, obviously Ren has showcased here that he is, you know, absolutely top tier with his movement, but it's not gonna be a meaningful advantage for either one of them. Like, you know, consistency in how you execute on the day, yes, but if we assume both players play to about their average capabilities, neither player is going to be getting an edge based on mechanics alone, so it's really going to come down to, you know, solid routing choices, maybe getting lucky with a check here or there, stuff like that. If you needed any more insurance policy for Ren, he's got Soul Steal now, so even if he takes a bunch of damage, he's got plenty of mana, he can just heal it all back up. I don't know that I've ever seen something more jovial than this, if we're being honest.
Yeah, and also we can see here the Black Painter just did 1 damage. So yeah, and Crazy is going for left side, but unfortunately we know that the second ring, the random ring, is the first castle, and yeah, it's over.
Yeah, too, if you're Crazy, he left 1 check behind. He played very thorough, and it just so happened that like it wouldn't have made a difference, but that 1 check, you know, like he's gonna think back to it and just be like, man, not getting succubus. Awful.
They'll probably call it right after Ren finish. Okay, at least the Minotaur is doing some damage, but of course Ren has missed, and okay, I'll go down just because Azaghal is less annoying than the Minotaur and Werewolf corridor.
You know, I can't stop thinking about it. On the succubus check, I think Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad said it best. He can't keep getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it. But he did. He did, and he will.
You know, it's so sad. If you've never seen Breaking Bad, that moment, and then the moment where Walter White makes the funny face and falls down in the sand. In context, those are like the two most serious, dramatic moments in the whole show, but they're just memes now. If you go back and see them in the show, you can't take them serious. So in a way, Breaking Bad's been kind of ruined by the memes. In another way, though, it's been kept alive, and honestly, it's grown because of its presence on the internet. Kind of neat.
And have you watched Better Call Saul?
I have. Big fan. I have some disagreements with the ending. I think things should have been a little different, but it's definitely a very high-quality show. What do you think?
I think up until it switches to the black and white scenes at the end, like the post both stories kind of thing, I think I actually like it even more than Breaking Bad. And this isn't me saying anything bad about Breaking Bad, but something that I think makes it stand out to me and made it more enjoyable is that Saul is a much more sympathetic character than Walt. It's like very early on, if you're paying attention, Walt he's kind of not the best human being. And like Saul, we're not gonna say Saul's a great human being either, but he feels a lot more, I think, relatable for most people than Walt. And I think that made me feel a little more invested in it. Also, I think Lalo is just one of the most fun characters to watch on screen. He's a terrible human being, but Tony Dalton's portrayal of him was absolutely fantastic. And that character really had me on the edge of my seat. And every time he was on screen, I was sitting up and paying full attention.
Now, did you know we actually have a Breaking Bad emote? We got one. So, yeah, I think that's a very good analysis. Lalo's a great character. In fact, Better Call Saul's got some really underrated villains. Not just Lalo, also Chuck, you could argue, is a villain.
Chuck is so
little ambiguous, perhaps. Anyway, enough Breaking Bad. Enough talking about the Breaking Bad cinematic universe. We've got a winner. Nicely done on filling time, though. All right, 56-56, another sub-hour seed, and Ren has done it. Moving on to losers finals. We'll definitely get both players in here for a post-game interview. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll be back. Okay, I am now joined by CRAZY4BLADES. Hello, Crazy.
Hello, everyone.
Also the winner of our losers semi-set. Welcome, Ren. How you doing?
Yo, let's go!
Yeah, I figured you'd be very excited. Ren, let's start with you. How did you feel about your gameplay today?
First seed was okay. Second seed, my hand hurts because I shield dash for an hour, but that's fine.
Can you imagine doing 3 games in a row? This is why we limit it to 2. It's too much.
Oh, sorry. You know, I just, got my revenge against Blades because he win me 2-0. Sorry.
Well, I know the commentators had a lot of questions for you. Please, Scrims, go ahead.
Yeah, so, both
Are you
of
gonna
did
tell me Razio?
both of you did some of the same very strange stuff in both seeds, but especially in the second seed. Can you, starting with Ren, can you walk me through your choice to go past the Jewel of Open, going down into caverns, and instead go check library first?
Yes, I have money, and I don't have a weapon.
That was
And-
one thing that we
and-
guessed.
And if I don't find and if there's no library card downstairs, and I need to go library later or fire off bed or auto wall, it's gonna be bad. So I say I'm just gonna save the warp, and there is nothing at auto wall. So I'm gonna check the library and got a weapon, and there's a Varden library card.
Now, Crazy, you explain me also because you follow the same route.
The exact same thing. I knew I had a garnet and an opal. I knew there was I needed a weapon. I eventually found the moon rod, which I ended up not buying any weapons from the shop because the moon rod was so good. I just bought library cards and a library card and a Farda, and then just bought some potions in case I had to break into Spikebreaker.
Now, Ren, your movement in this set was absolutely immaculate. Basically flawless. And I think it was beneficial to you that there were few, if any, transformations to go around. I did have one thing I wanted to ask you about, which is slightly more critical. Did you feel like you did too many item checks today?
Yes.
Please go ahead. Were you hoping to find a library card? What was on your mind?
On the first seed, I think I check it more. I think. But I think it's always almost the same. But a library card in Spellbound is so powerful if you found. I understand we lose time if we check items, but one library card found can turn it off, can turn it everything. So, but yes, I feel I lost time checking a lot of items. I found some good stuff, and I think I don't found library card, right? Or I don't remember. I think I buy library card in the second one. The first city, I think I don't found library card.
So I have another question for both of you about a decision that you both made that I pretty heavily disagreed with, but I want to hear the rationale behind it, and I want to also preface it with this bit of context. You both decided before going Castle 2 with 4 Vlads and knowing that you had Final Vlad, you both decided to go check Zorlo. Now, if Crazy had decided not to check Zorlo there, he probably would have won game 1. And it seemed like he might go for that and then wound up turning around and kind of sealed his fate there. So you guys had 4 Vlads. You had been very thorough at that point, so you really weren't leaving many checks behind. You knew you had Final Vlad. Were you just trying to be safe in that spot, or was there something else going through your mind there?
I think me and Blades is gonna be the same opinion, but Blades, please.
It's going to be the same answer. Much like the second seed, we were thinking that the bot has been generating so many 5 Vlad's first castle seeds, and that was the last check we both had, I believe. So it's like it's quick to go check it real quick and see if there's a Vlad there. If not, we just go back to the teleporter and just do whatever in right side or in second castle. My plan was to go left side on that one.
It has been uncanny how many 5 Vlad and Castle 1 seeds we've seen, and I'm the one generating them, so it is ultimately my responsibility. Either me or RNG, whoever you want to blame for that, so... Yeah, understandable, but that was actually the difference maker in game 1, was Zorlo. Funny how that works out.
I agree. Yeah, I do not check the VOD. I'm going to check the VOD later, but if you guys say so, I agree.
Well, I mean, just an excellent set all around. Crazy, it is going to be a shame to no longer have you in bracket, but I really hope you had a great time. It's been nice having you in the commentary booth as well. Any final thoughts for the people watching? I'll definitely go ahead and plug socials as well, by the way.
My final thought is learn how to use the moon rod. You all saw how broken it was, right?
Oh my goodness. I was gushing over the turnaround use of it against Lesser Demon. Like, it just instantly one-shot him with it, and I never would have thought to turn around and use it that way. That was fantastic. Really good.
Yeah, like I've said many times, Moonrod was the #1 item that I always grab in the vanilla game because I knew that I could turn around and spawn the crescents on bosses and just destroy them, especially with 2 Vardas.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, some of the faster fights we've seen for Lesser Demon and Cerberus, especially. Okay, Ren, same question to you. You're going to be moving on to Race Against the Swarm sometime next week. In the lead up to that, I'm sure you'll be doing a lot of practice. Let me go ahead and plug your Twitch channel as well. Anything to tell the chats?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Swarm is my friend. We practice a lot. Me, Swarm, and Blades are the practice squad on Spellbound tournament. Came to Screams because he do not participate, but that's fine. He just participated 1 or 2, but that's fine. I understand. But he's my friend, and I'm just playing Symphony of the Night because he sent me a controller. And I love that guy, but I hate that guy too because he talk a lot of statistics. So let's see if this statistic is going to be good or bad for him. It's going to be good.
Well, speaking of Scrimps, really appreciated the commentary today, Scrimps. Excellent as always. Also, thank you for hopping on for that game too.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I have an absolute blast every time I get on the mic. Always looking forward to more tournament matches, getting a chance to talk about them if I'm not participating. So yeah, it's been a blast, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these last couple matches go because we got some heavy hitters left.